Welcome to my grass-only run of Pokemon Legends ZA, because nothing says great life choices like spending 40 hours training grass Pokemon in a world dominated by fire. Sit back, relax and watch me slowly lose my sanity as I battle through hordes of bugs, birds and fire types on this chlorophyll-fueled journey. We'll be battling our way up the ZA Real to become the strongest trainer in Luminose, but only using grass-type Pokemon. Most importantly, any Pokemon we use outside of the starter Pokemon have to be shiny, and of course, we don't have the shiny charm. We throw in some more rules for good measure before jumping on the leafy train to Luminose, Miracle Grow in hand. We step off the train and straight into a camera. Nothing says welcome like a lens in your face. Personal space restored, we realise our bag has been stolen, and honestly, we're wondering why the hell we came here in the first place. We chase down the Poke Thief, and after catching up, Pancham's trainer offers us a battle instead of an apology. What kind of city is this? Our forced new best friend Taunie offers us a Pokemon to battle with, and this is the easiest choice of the game. Considering we're doing a grass-only run, we opted for Tepig. I'm kidding, we obviously choose Chikorita, who sadly for us is shiny locked. We win the battle, but it's now nighttime and we're told we can't just walk to our hotel, we have to walk through a danger zone of angry trainers. We finally make it to the hotel, and after a few hours of dialogue, we're given a room and some alone time. As I sit on the bed figuring out what the hell just happened and how I can get back home, Taunie bangs on the door. We're dragged to the roof to admire the glowing tower. What a nice end to the tutorial, is what I would have said had that been true. Just quickly, if you are enjoying the video so far, please let me know with a thumbs up and subscribe for more Pokemon related content. Thank you. We wake up in the morning to 6 business days worth of dialogue before being taught how to run and roll outside, because these were things we definitely couldn't do before. When we're finally able to explore, the first thing we do is head over to Wild Zone 2, where we're able to add the second Pokemon to our team. After spending the next hour fast travelling, we catch a glimpse of what we're after: shiny Budew. Budew eventually evolves into Roserade, which is one of the stronger grass-type Pokemon we can catch in ZA and one of the only ones available at the start. After unlocking Wild Zone 3, this is where things get frustrating. Wild Zone 3 unlocks Skiddo, who evolves into the literal goat of Pokemon, Go-Goat. Wild Zone 3 was infamous when ZA dropped because of the ability to reset spawns by walking up and down the stairs, which is what we do for the next 12 hours. In our hunt for shiny Skiddo, we found 15 shiny Pokemon in total, including that well-known grass-type Pokemon, Pikachu. As I'm contemplating my next move, I look over the edge.
Oh shit, no way! Oh, thank fuck.
Now we've got 3 members of the green team, we move on to help Emma with some detective work. A poor, defenseless, heartbroken lady requests our assistance to reclaim her valuable ring lost in the cemetery. After a quick search, we found the ring, but en route to give it back, we accidentally exchanged the ring for some prismatic evolutions. I don't have a problem. I can stop anytime, guys. Anytime. We meet back up with Emma, who shows us the power of Mega Evolved Pokemon with Ampharos, who just looks incredible in this game. You can also see the awesome power of Ampharos in my one Pokemon run for Scarlet and Violet, link in the corner. We reach rank W after beating Yvonne and celebrate by heading back to the hotel. Naveen congratulates us on winning, and in return, Leader uses peer pressure to make him talk about why he joined the team. Instead of dropping it, we then battle Naveen to make him talk to us, because that was the obvious next step. After beating Naveen, we prepared for our next battle with Xavi for rank W. I wanted a 4th Pokemon for this battle, and I knew exactly which one to get. Bellsprout can be found in Wild Zone 5, and that's exactly where we head next. We used the fast travel method, but after a few hours it was getting late and I went to bed. But my game didn't. I woke up after a long night shiny hunting to find Bellsprout, who we quickly added to the team, ready to face Xavi. After trash talking a literal child, our team of 4 dismantle Xavi's team and we progress to rank W. We celebrate a rank up with one of the more exciting side missions in the game. We meet up at Mabel's research lab, where she lets us choose a Kanto starter Pokemon to join the team. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I love Bulbasaur and this was a no-brainer. We quickly dispatch Rintaro to reach rank V, although his Simisear put up a good fight. On the way home, we're cornered by Zygarde, and after chasing him through the city, we end up at a very tall building with a very angry Absol on top. In his infinite wisdom, Zygarde throws us into the ring with Absol, knowing full well we have no Mega Pokemon to help us. Fortunately for us, AZ is hanging around and lets us borrow Lucario, literally saving our lives. Also, I didn't know you could command other people's Pokemon. That's crazy to me. We beat Absol with the help of Lucario, and we receive an Absolite for our troubles. Taunie then wants to battle us and our newfound Mega, but literally won't let us battle without him, so we have to abide. We beat Taunie even though she tried to break our run and refused to use Absol in protest. This though is where things go downhill. I took a break, came back and carried on playing, but when I checked my recording, I only had this. That's right, for the next 2 hours worth of game, I only have the pause screen, but like some weird torment, I can hear everything going on. So let me quickly bring you up to speed. Vinnie, who is the president's right-hand man, summons us. We meet him in the battle court in the middle of the night and he pulls some strings. We now have to battle Vinnie for the next rank, and this battle was so annoying. Vinnie's Mega Drampa is terrifying as a grass Pokemon, and it took a few attempts to beat him. We finally get past Vinnie, and as a result we're pushed all the way to rank F. He then asks us to take on some Mega battles around the city. Beedrill was kind of a long-winded fight considering we're all grass Pokemon, but Slowbro the exact opposite, being weak. All of which brings us back to where I actually have footage. The next Mega to take on was Mega Camerupt, and this was actually not as difficult as I thought it would be. With Camerupt being fire and rock, our grass moves did do some damage and we managed to chip his health all the way down. We eventually win and head home for a well-deserved rest. Are you mad? There's no rest, there's a battle royale to win. We're sent in undercover to a streamer convention taking place in an abandoned construction site. Naveen's obsession with Canari coming in clutch, we streamline the quiz, getting a shot at our next challenger. Racine Construction is the location of our next challenge battle, but instead of facing Canari, we come up against Tarrogan. I get that he's protecting his granddaughter, but there's a process to follow here and I've got a battle to win. Venusaur does most of the work, but it's Vinnie who finishes the fight. We now finally battle Canari and we jump straight in with Go-Go. Go-Go's ground moves do some serious damage, and with help from Beedrill and Venusaur we win the battle. We don't just rank up though, we also get a signed Canari plush, which we of course give to Naveen for his help. To celebrate reaching rank E, we seek out the next Pokemon in the Jade squad. I couldn't wait to get this one for the moveset, but we also need one later in the story anyway. I set up on a warm bench in the middle of a snow-filled Wild Zone 12, and only missing a bloke in a red suit, Christmas came early.
Hello there.
I look around at the winter wonderland to admire the shining gifts. We kick off with one Go-Go, 2 Snorunts, a pair of Delibirds, Machop and Machoke, and a shining Alpha Abomasnow. My notes say read this like 12 Days of Christmas, but I can't sing and no one deserves that punishment. Quickly added to the team, we head on to our next challenge, more Rogue Megas. En route to Mega Hawlucha, I'm thinking about what moves I can use to win the battle, but Hawlucha has other ideas.
Why are you running?
We outpace the giant bird, subduing another wild Mega. But next up is Beedrill, and this definitely won't be fun. With super effective bug and flying moves, we're in for a battle. Leading with Venusaur, we get some protection up and swap to Go-Go for his aerial attacks. We finish the battle with Abomasnow, but I really don't understand Rock Throw. I must be doing it wrong because it literally does nothing. The final Mega of this section is undoubtedly the most annoying Mega battle in the game. Whoever decided to put this zip-mouthed ball of frustration into the story is an evil genius.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
It doesn't even hit that hard, it's just so annoying to hit back. We do get the damage off in the end, putting this battle well behind us. Insanity just about intact, we head back to the hotel to get some rest. A new day has dawned and we train up our Pokemon, getting the battle tickets en route. Today we face Ivor in the fighting dojo, but as we arrive, he wants to leave. The oversized baby can't survive without his babysitter, younger sister, and that means we need to help find her. After a wild goose chase across the city, we end up in the sewer system where we eventually find Gwyn. I I actually feel quite sorry for Gwyd. She literally hides in a sewer to get 5 minutes away from the man-child. Family reunited, we head back to the dojo to face off against Ivor. Go-Goat leads and just about takes out Heracross, going down to Medicham. Victory Bell finishes Medicham with a harsh combo but can't take Machamp down as well. Roserade gets the job done, but a Mega Phalanx is too much for her. We send out Venusaur to get the win and he just about gets the KO. Now rank D, things are looking up for Team MZ, but that doesn't last very long. When we get back to the hotel, we learn how Taunie has racked up a bit of debt and we're invited by the Rust Syndicate for a little chat. This all seems very Godfather-esque. We're met by Philip at the front door, who offers us outside to battle, of course. Beard piercings aside, Philip is a tough battle for us because of his steely defense and a Mega Skarmory who tears us apart. We do eventually win the battle after a few attempts and a repeated use of sleep powder. Philip leads us inside to meet the big boss, Corbeau, a tiny man who looks like a midlife crisis version of James. Philip and Corbeau explain how they took advantage of Taunie through manipulation and small print. But the bigger question for me is where the money went. Taunie was literally filming random people in the town without paying them. That's how we met. Leader then explains her videos only get about 10 views each, but don't worry Taunie, we've all been there. We head back to the hotel for a strategy meeting and learn of 3 more rogue Mega Pokemon. We start with the easiest of the 3, Barbaracle, a rock and water Pokemon we should have no issue with, and to be honest, we don't. Next up is Ampharos, but half of our team don't have good counters, so this could be fun. It does take a while, but we managed to chip Ampharos' health down in the end. Next up is Mega Mawile. After slowly taking down Mawile's health bar, we get the win and finish off the last of the rogue Pokemon. In a bid to protect our kneecaps, we decide to help out the Rust Syndicate and pay off Taunie's debt in the process. After making a family of Gengars disappear, we dive underground to whack Mega Crystals and finish up by putting a couple of troublemaking trainers on ice. Corbeau then invites us back to the Rust Syndicate for another chat, but thankfully we finished his bidding and he writes off the interest. It also turns out Corbeau is our next challenger and we're ready for battle. Not saying I'm onto something, but Corbeau's first Pokemon is Arbok, a little throwback to Jessie. Corbeau's Pokemon absolutely rinse us. We've hit a wall with no clear escape. Attempt after attempt, Corbeau's super effective moves land, dealing massive damage to my flailing plants. But quitting isn't an option for us. Literally, it tells us every time we lose. We pull ourselves back together and try again. Go-Goat takes out Arbok but does go down to Gyarados. MVP Abomasnow does serious damage taking out Gyarados and making good use of the swap Pokemon trick. Roserade comes out next, but Abomasnow one-bops her back into a Pokeball. We Mega as soon as Scolipede comes out, and incredibly Abomasnow's first hit freezes the oversized plant killer. This match, once impossible, now turned to target practice as Abomasnow chunks down Corbeau's last Pokemon. As the final move winds up, Scolipede thaws, using Protect to save his skin. A Gunk Shot finishes off Abomasnow and we turn to Meganium for help. Taking a hit like a champ, Meganium gets her attack off, winning us the battle. That was definitely the hardest challenge so far, and as we head back to our room for rest, we're met by the very same Corbeau in the lobby wanting to stay the night. That's it, we're dead. This is revenge. But it's actually just a ruse, and after heavily tipping Taunie, she's able to repay the remaining loan. Maybe he's not that bad after all. The next day, we're invited to the Society of Battle Connoisseurs for a tournament, or in other words, show some know-it-alls how it's really done. But just as our bright pink, self-absorbed host Jacinthe is about to get the party started, Taunie gets word of some more rogue Megas and we make a swift exit. Most important first, we head over to Venusaur, which when defeated will give us the Venusaurite, unlocking our own Mega. Next up is Froslass, and I really wasn't looking forward to the ice moves, but to be honest, it actually went really well. Last but not least is Altaria, once formidable but now a giant target for Abomasnow and Venusaur. After taking care of things, we head back to the SBC to finish off Jacinthe's tournament. We polish off Canari and Ivor, but next up is Corbeau. Taking what we learned from the first battle, we managed to slide past Corbeau after a few attempts. Last up is Jacinthe, but before we can battle her, Zygarde wants another scrap, and what I love about this bit is the inclusion of his little face on the battle board. Abomasnow easily sweeps Zygarde aside, 50% form or not, and we come face to face with Jacinthe for our promotion battle. Go-Go leads and supported by Mega Victory Bell, who take down Jacinthe's first 3 Pokemon and a chunk of Mega Clefairy, who by the way looks like a baby bottle with wings. Venusaur eventually gets the win and we're promoted to rank B. After celebrating back at the hotel, it's reiterated to us that the strongest Mega Evolution wielder needs to partner with Floette, but Taunie throws her bottle out of the pram when the team point to us. Ah well, another tasty invention to look forward to. Another day and another set of rogue Mega Pokemon to save. We kick things off with Tyranitar, which was pretty straightforward for a team of grass Pokemon, as long as you avoid the crazy amount of ground moves that is. Next up is Starmie, but as we arrive, the Rust Syndicate are there ahead of us wanting to save the day. With Starmie in the background, scared and in pain, with time running out, Philip decides the best option is to battle. It takes 2 attempts, but we manage to get past Philip and jump down to battle Starmie. Honestly, I don't know why they did this to Starmie. I genuinely thought it was a meme the first time I saw it. But jokes aside, we use our grass Pokemon advantage to settle Starmie and move our focus to Dragonite. With Abomasnow on our team, this one will hopefully be pretty straightforward. Dragonite has some really cool and cinematic moves, but once you lock down the mechanics, they're pretty easy to avoid. Abomasnow basically solos this Mega but needs a little help at the end from Go-Go. The next challenge is Grisham and his team of fire Pokemon, but I honestly think this could be where the run ends. The Grisham Battle is honestly one of the hardest battles I've had for a long time. His use of fire-type Pokemon blast through our team of plants, and even those that aren't fire have super effective moves thrown in for good measure. I reached Grisham with a team of level 63-ish Pokemon, and after countless attempts, my team were nearing 66. I stopped to gather my sanity and did some shopping. I've held off training my team until I definitely had to, but desperate times call for desperate measures. We purchased a number of berries from the market and supplements from the Poke Center, all in aid of honing our fighting styles. With a bit more confidence, we go into battle and it lasts all but 60 seconds. With the loss counter racking up, I'm about to call it a day when I reach Charizard with 4 Pokemon and a dream. Leading with a full health Meganium, we get a Reflect up straight away. We chip away a bit more bonus damage, but Meganium's job is done. Next is Abomasnow. I hold for Charizard's Flare Blitz, and as it connects, I hit Protect, praying it's enough to keep us alive. With 4 health remaining, the Abominable Snowman turns to face his opponent and releasing a huge Ice Beam before being taken out by an Air Slash. I'd been in this situation countless times before, but every time before I can hit, Charizard's Flare Blitz takes us out. I throw out Go-Go, select Aerial Ace, and living up to his name, he lands his hit. But amazingly, Charizard's Flare Blitz lands at the same time and actually knocks himself out. The End XP screen also shows that Go-Go was knocked out at the same time, meaning if Victory Bell hadn't been there, we would have lost again. I cannot tell you how much that win meant, and although I do have a voice recording of the win, definitely not fit for YouTube. Against all odds, a team of grass Pokemon came up against literal fire and managed to win. If this doesn't inspire you to face a challenge head on, I don't know what will. The final section of Legend ZA takes us to Prism Tower, where it's gone into overdrive. Vinnie tells us the tower is on the brink of total destruction. We are literally at Annihilation's door, and at the height of this chaos, Taunie wants to battle. With her dreams of being Luminose's saviour hanging by a thread, we go head to head with Taunie to decide once and for all who is the strongest Mega Wielder. We're reminded again just how important this battle is because the winner will lead Floette and save Luminose City. Leading with Go-Go, we manage to finish off Meowstic, but not before Reflect and Light Screen go up. Next up is Goodra, but Go-Go's Play Rough chunks her health down before Venusaur finishes the fight. Avalugg comes out next, and there's a bit of a standoff while I wait for him to Protect. Too many times in this game I've fallen for Protect, but not today. We avoid Aralugg's moves and hit hard with Sludge Wave before Giga Drain finishes off the giant Ice Cube. Feraligatr comes out next, although I think he did because Giga Drain literally deletes him from the battle. Manectric is another Protect user, and after a stalemate we hit hard with Sludge Wave. Another Protect avoided, we get our own back by shielding against Manectric's Overheat. Energy Ball takes him to within an inch before a second Sludge Wave finishes the fight. Last up is Taunie's ace, Emboar, and we still have a full team, although with a move like Flare Blitz, that doesn't matter much. Emboar tears through our party time and time again. I even tried avoiding the move with Meganium, but it's almost impossible. As we send out Victory Bell to try and get a hit in, Taunie makes a fatal error. Literally. Flare Blitz damages the user as well, and I don't think she was keeping an eye on poor Emboar's hit points. We won the battle by Taunie literally defeating her own Pokemon. Even though we won, Taunie in her infinite wisdom decides she's still going to be the one who takes Floette up the tower. We literally just wasted the last hour battling for nothing because this Glory Hunter is a sore loser. After she nips off with Floette, things go from bad to worse. But don't worry guys, Taunie has time to vlog for her next advert. To everyone's surprise, Taunie can't control Floette and the tower evolves into a giant killer plant. I told you plants would rule this game. We take the longest route possible to reach Zygarde, including a giant assault course. Again, just to reiterate, the city is literally about to blow up and we're busy doing a Ninja Warrior course. The final battle revolves around Zygarde flying around shooting the upper tower while we stay at the bottom fighting 2 giant flowers, although that definitely doesn't feel right. We spend a lot of time hiding behind the rubble while our Pokemon with healing moves chip away at the 2 plants. Finally, we've done enough damage in teaming up with Mega Zygarde we protect the city, ultimately answering the question, can a team of grass Pokemon defeat Legend ZA? Thank you so much for watching the video. I genuinely enjoyed making this one and I hope that comes across. If there's anything else you want me to try, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you want to see more and I'll see you in the next one.